you guys want to come back to it in 3 weeks, what do we talk about? On the second of the month. Um, but this meeting will go over some important stuff regarding the law department. Address changes, address issues that we face, and other miscellaneous stuff. Um, so if you guys are able to take notes, please do so. First, let's start off with reports. Reports must be written no more than 12 hours from the time of the incident or the time of the arrest. This is so that, everything is logged properly through the Department of Justice. The judge knows everything and all that stuff. Reports need to be written. If you don't want to write a report, try to ask another deputy. But if they don't want to write it, it's your ultimate responsibility as the primary officer to write the report. Reports need to be written for any action that is taken by a lawman, whether that's throwing your bola, whether it's firing your firearm, or issuing a fine. Uh, if you issue a fine, we go through our secretary tells us that this guy issued a fine, but there's no reports for it. We're going to dig into why was an individual fined. Ultimately, everything we do needs to be logged. So with on the topic of reports, we have two different types of reports. I've looked through our MDT files and noticed that everybody was putting down incident reports for everything. I just want to let you know that incident reports is incident reports are where an arrest occurs. So if I arrest Boone Marlowe, that will be an incident report. Occurrence reports, that's reports where an arrest is not made. So that would be, me issuing a fine to Barney Gravy Cherry. If I issue a fine, write that down as an occurrence report. However, if I arrest somebody, please write that down as an incident report. That's listed under the type of report. Reports must also be written to the fullest extent. So I'm not expecting you to write a 5 paragraph essay. I'm just asking you what happened, who was involved, what happened, where it happened, and then what was the outcome of the incident. And then if you find any contraband items or stuff like that, then note that down as well. Also, on the topic of reports, I have not seen really much issues besides minor stuff. I mean, things that will change over time. And that's necessarily it under the topic of reports. For clocking in, I've noticed, I'm not sure if you guys noticed, there was a deputy around that was clocking in and have, big amounts of time, but there was, um, they didn't put forth any really reports and stuff like that, or their activity was, high. The numbers were high, but the things they did was very low. I want to tell you, uh, after the 3 days of him doing that, I mean, all of Law Command caught on. And I just want to let you know that if you're going to do stuff like that, there's other jobs for you. Maybe lawman is not it, milking the clock and stuff like that. I understand it might be boring at times, but um, our job is to prevent crime from happening. And if we have a bunch of contraband, sales, and you're on duty, peep in there and um, investigate, what's going on. On the topic of clocking in, we're gonna shift our standard from a weekly requirement to a bi-weekly requirement. So instead of you know what's that?
A lawman?
Sean Buck. Anyways, instead of the bi-weekly requirement of and instead of the weekly requirement of I think it's 5 for lawman law command, and then 2.5 um for regular lawmen, it's going to switch to bi-weekly. That's just the threshold you need to meet every week. We know people have issues behind their eyes. You might you might go to sleep and you might have nightmares. Um, we understand that 100%. So we're going to shift from weekly standard to bi-weekly. It's going to be the same thing. So 5 for command and then 2.5 for regular lawmen. And if we see an issue with that in the future, then we can change it accordingly and change it promptly.
And what if we have questions on that?
Okay, you have a question? Go for it.
So what if you're wrongfully striked, even though you had the time requirement in, but somebody just, didn't fix it in the newsletter? And that's
Yeah.
somebody being Kim O'Neill.
Yeah.
Well, that's our secretary who strikes y'all. I mean, I just we put forth the records to the secretary, and the secretary does their job on that part. If the secretary wrongfully struck you, um, bring that up. Bring that up to any of your command members. However you do it, just bring it up to them. And then
Question.
on that
Interesting.
portion,
Who's this secretary?
Yeah, what's your PO?
Yeah.
secretary, let's see.
If I'm not mistaken, Charles Freeman's fucking the secretary of that, ain't he?
Yeah, I think so. I
There it
think
is.
he goes around
Oh.
with that. I don't know the PO because he just started working for us like 2 weeks ago, and I don't even know the name of some of the lawmen.
Here, I
So
should have it somewhere, I think. Hold on.
yeah, we should have it somewhere.
Interesting.
I have a question.
Yeah, no, fucking his PO is 10.
Let me mail him.
Go for it. Whoever had the question.
So somebody's possibly cleaning out the Blackwater Bank. Are we doing anything about that, or are we just ignoring all crime until the
Oh,
meeting's
you can
over?
go ahead and clock off. Yeah, you can go ahead and
Okay.
clock off. Let them clean that out. We'll clean them out later.
Okay.
Just go off of patrol.
All
Mention
right.
that. Holy. You guys can stick in the law in the law newspaper. That's fine. But for kind of
Alright, perfect.
Got it.
So with that, the every 2 weeks, just you guys are required to have 2.5 hours under your record. However, if you guys go above and beyond each period, then we're going to set bonuses, and we're gonna talk about those bonuses in a bit. So all members of the law department are just going to be required to clock in and display their activity standards. Um, if you're caught falsifying hours, so if you're sitting on patrol long hours, there's multiple robberies going off, and you're not going to any of them, you know, we'll talk to you. Something might happen. Um, you know, appropriate action will be taken against you if you are falsifying your hours. It doesn't matter. We need to have integrity as lawmen, and if we can't have integrity with, um, you know, showing integrity to the executive staff, your sheriff, the livestock director, or the U.S. The marshals, then something is wrong with you doing your job, in the appropriate fashion, especially when you have to be transparent with the citizens. And ultimately, if you are unable to make your hours for that period, you are able to submit your leave of absence for a specific time. I think it goes up to like 31 days. Um, so with that, LOAs can be submitted before every Thursday, or before every Thursday and after every Sunday, just so it doesn't people don't try to go through the system of not getting not getting their hours, stuff like that. As I said, LOAs may not last for 31 days unless approved by your executive staff team. So, any questions on the topic of time management and stuff like that? Nothing. Okay, got it. RP standards. So the Rasta Pasta standards and the things in the Bible. You guys need to reread your scripture. I know some things might have changed, some things might have altered. So ultimately, it's your responsibility to keep up to date with all that. And if not, then um, you might have a really bad prayer with the gods. Protecting the citizens of the county is our ultimate priority. That's our number one priority. But protecting the people you work around and you work with should be should be one of the top priorities of what you do. I know there was a deputy who's no longer with us who was um, attending those folks scenes, but he decided to play possum. Is that right, Sheriff?
Oh yeah, that was happened. Kind of fucked Wayne over.
Yeah, kind of did me a little
And me.
dirty.
Hey, same guy fucked me over. I'm
Yeah, he
surprised.
did it.
You see how that one deputy fucked with three different lawmen. Um, if there's issues like that, then I'd say that being a lawman is something you should not be doing if you can't uphold your part in uh, keeping the circle together. That dives us into teamwork. Teamwork with your colleagues is really important. If you can't work in teams, being a lawman is not you should not be your choice. Whether it's planning a way to combat drug abusers or looking ways to tackle the robbers in a fort, you need to work together and doing the duties that you've all wanted to do. No one should be leaving any lawman under any circumstance to defend, just themselves only. Your mission should be defending uh, the people you're working with and protecting our ultimate interest from, those guys who want to, take all that money in there. If any lawman or citizen of Asheville dies to the neglect of the duties that any lawman in here or any lawman employed by the department does, then they'll be dealt with in a federal Ashfall court. One thing with teamwork is communication. Um, I know that teamwork is very important, but without communication, then teamwork isn't really there or isn't really strong. So whether it's communicating on how to take down a criminal or what goes on during a robbery, you need to be communicating. All the lawmen need to be on the same page. That's done through communication and teamwork. Communication and teamwork are important duties of any lawman who wants to accomplish that mission of protecting and serving. So anything about teamwork or anything about communication you guys want to bring up? Anything at all? Perfect. Okay. We have bonuses set forth that might increase because they don't want to give us more pay. So they don't want to give us more pay. Then we'll work around systems. We'll get more pay through bonuses. Um, so far we have a $2,500 bonus on war on drugs. Whoever takes down the most drugs in the sense of street value wise, then they'll receive $2,500. So if you win with $1,500 worth of drugs, then hey, you take you go clock that into the DOJ contraband sellback, and you'll also achieve your $2,500 bonus. Um, I know it says you get $1,000 for achieving is it 20 hours a week? We're probably going to bump that up a little bit, maybe $1,000 more. Uh, so it gets people driving into that. Hey, I want more money. And then with those weekly bonuses, it's still gonna be weekly, um, but we gotta executive staff gotta talk on how that's gonna be done with so much things behind the scenes that a lot of people say that we'll talk about. And then the $500 bonus for 10 hours might increase to 1,500, might increase to 1,000. That all very depends. And then sign-on bonus, I think you get $500 for bringing in a member. Might up increase that as well. It all depends. So you get $500 for bringing tournament. You also get $500. The person you bring in also gets another $500. So there's a lot of money on the table. You just gotta be eager to take it. You get paid a lot within the law department if your mind is to it. I know our takes per every 15 minutes might not be what we want, but we give you so much opportunities to chase. So hopefully nobody turns down what we offer. I know we've had issues with our attitude towards the public. I understand that we are, in the 1899 of, in August in 1899. So our attitude during that time was not so great. Um, but I understand that, time we are in today, some people might take that, differently. So try to be try to use your try to have that good attitude for the law department. I know our reputation right now is not the greatest, but starting off with attitude towards the people, might change people's views on how the law department acts. So just keep that in mind when you're doing your duties. Leads us to the aspect of our interactions. So not all our interactions need to be resulting in crime, like arrested people, finding people. You can speak to citizens about issues that they face daily. So, go up to the citizens in Strawberry, Blackwater, or maybe Valentine or Ansburg, if there's anybody up there.
What the fuck is
The
that?
fuck?
Fireworks.
Oh my god.
I didn't do it.
At least I think it's fireworks.
Holy shit, someone done set off some goddamn fireworks. Yeah.
Is that really?
Yeah, somebody said some fireworks, but there's no box.
I didn't mean to do that.
It's okay. Someone just wanted to distract us.
Hope we got everybody back.
What happened to you two?
Fireworks are real close. I
Oh,
guess.
They're right
Oh,
outside the
shit.
back
they're-
door.
yeah, we got covered in soot from the fireworks.
Your face is all bloody and battered.
Mm.
Oh, gee.
Okay, anyways, we're gonna be back on it. I don't know what the hell happened. As I said, not all interactions need to be, be bad interactions. Our interactions can be good. Our interactions can, be questions about how we're doing. Talk to people and what we could do differently as a law department, and then communicating with, other lawmen on, what you heard from the community. As I said, not every interaction needs to lead to an arrest. We can escort people out of town. We can make them do odd jobs like planting crops for you. You need certain. I know. You livestock people might need some plants planted. So I mean, if that gets them out of town, makes it unique, makes it different instead of the same old ending.
Short-term indentured servitude.
Whatever that means. What is that?
I don't worry, but yeah, I mean, I think that's the gist of it. I
Okay.
think if I got some crops I need them growing, I can do that.
Yeah. Or even if they do something bad and you don't really want to arrest them, not really bad to like a robbery, but something in the terms of maybe pissing in town. Um, maybe they have to say
Oh,
five
shit,
nice
sorry.
things about five different citizens
You all right?
that's residing there.
Okay.
Just make
Yeah,
it unique, make it fun.
I get you.
I enjoy making people fist fight.
Or fist fighting for time off or something like
Dice
that.
rolls.
Play rock paper scissors. All right, so going to that roster pasta, we want that nice rice pudding. Who here likes the rice pudding good? I like it good. So go into that aspect instead of just running into a situation and going on everybody there. We need to encourage good rice pudding, rather than ending it under guns blazing. If someone when he's robbing a fort comes up with a story, you as a lawman should encourage that story. We encourage the rice pudding, the good rice pudding. So um, we're not going to let them off, scot free. But ultimately, we need to correct them, and then we need to go along with their situation, and then take appropriate action. With forts, I don't think they give any free passage. The marshal shouldn't give free passage, as that's federal. It's a big, thing we need to protect. But other than that, like banks, general stores, give them leeway, encourage that rice pudding. 'cause you can't find good rice pudding anywhere nowadays.
Hey Kim,
What's up?
what's rice pudding?
You never
Yeah,
had
I
rice
was
pudding?
wondering that as well. Yeah.
I know what you mean. It's okay.
It's delicious.
Rice pudding is
Rice
delicious.
What'd it look
pudding is
like?
delicious.
Do I gotta
It's
draw
just
Yeah.
this?
rice.
Do you have a photo
Pudding,
of
it's
it, maybe?
white.
It's pudding.
Yeah.
What color of pudding?
I'll
White.
make it for you guys one day. I'll make it for you guys one day.
So I'm just not
And
going to
then-
understand the context until then.
Nope.
Like,
That
Is
gonna
it
be
sticky
correct.
rice, fried rice? Like what type of rice?
it's rice pudding. That's sticky rice.
Pudding
It's
to
rice
rice.
pudding.
I feel like
It's
we're
rice pudding.
distracted from the conversation.
Yeah. Stop doing me, stupid things, Miss President. Mr.
Thank you.
President.
God damn.
Give leeway to some people you see. We don't have to always, get that, we win, we win, we win. It's boring, yeah, we always win. But hey, you win now, you're not gonna have any crime for the next what?
There's a
20
criminal
to
outside.
48 hours. So
Hang on
Oh,
one
there's
second.
nothing-
Someone's
Maybe we
listening, sir.
should lock that one door.
Someone said someone sick.
come on, we got a meeting to get here, Miss Gregory.
I know, but you can't have somebody listening
Come
on
on,
your
Greg.
law meeting.
Come on, we got
God.
more points to get over.
This
We're
is,
not
Alright,
halfway
we're
done.
you're taking a waste of time. I
Yeah, come on.
have to fall asleep at this meeting. No
Would
offense
you
to Kim.
rather someone who
I'm not
isn't
supposed to talking.
authorized
I
to
need
be
water.
here to be listening on the
Okay,
meeting?
be quiet. Ready?
Good
We'd
boy.
rather don't give a fuck.
We need good cops. We need cops who create the fun environment for the delicious rice pudding that you guys all want to try. So once we create the unique situations, then people would start to look maybe joining working for us. Hey, I had a good situation with you. I want to be a lawman now. So with that part, make it fun, make it a fun environment. Interacting with law. You don't want to make it stupid. Just make it unique. On the topic of that, let's go into negotiations and the authority of the negotiator. There shouldn't be anything being stated that isn't coming from the negotiator. If you guys are on a scene and you guys want to speak to the suspect as the negotiator, or speak through the negotiator. So speak to the negotiator saying, "Hey, I don't think this is right. We can do this, do that." But ultimately, you should not be impeding that the negotiation. So talk directly to the negotiator. And the negotiator will comment amongst law about what's occurring. That goes into the communication and teamwork. The negotiator also needs to let everybody know on scene what's happening, especially lawmen. They need to know what's going on. You don't want to go shots fired and you don't even know what's going on. So, speak about the conclusion before jumping into action. Just remember that if you impede or overstep the authority of an officer, there is a obstruction of justice charge. So just keep in mind.
Hint
If-
for DOJ.
Right. DOJ, lawmen, if they impede, ultimately bringing up your proper, command, but still, just so you know, if issues that were spoken about, aren't fixed or adhered to, then we're gonna speak into, we're gonna speak with your executive staff, maybe look into improvements, stuff like that. And then, does anybody have an opinion on organized patrols? So like, one day out of the week would have like 5, 10 different lawmen, grouped together in groups of 2, 3 going around to each and just putting that law presence. You guys have any opinions on organized patrols?
It would be nice if there was enough of us awake at
I feel like
the
we
same
should try the
time.
organized patrols first on amongst ourselves.
Yeah, to set like the standards, or maybe every 2 weeks. Who knows? I just want to get your opinion on it because it popped into my head, but I didn't know how everybody would feel about it. I know everybody likes to go solo, but working in teams and pairs, something you don't really see a lot.
I mean, you need more people for that,
I personally,
realistically.
I personally love teaming up with somebody and doing a patrol and doing a shift because it can be very boring doing it solo. At least for me, if I'm doing this solo, I don't want to be around as much.
Yeah, I mean, I get your point. yeah, 100%. If you're doing solo and then there's not much activity going on, it gets boring. It does get boring. Um, Ultimately, if you guys want to patrol each other, have fun, be smart, just watch what you do. So everybody's watching. Do you guys have any questions before I jump into the next portion?
Well, Carl's jumping, so.
Parkour.
Gotta lose weight somehow.
Yeah, man.
That's it.
I wonder what did right there.
That's how he lost the other. Was it 50 pounds?
Oh shit!
Oh.
Have you seen that? Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so I'm gonna jump into the department changes. Everybody was, this is what everybody was waiting for. So save your questions until the end of it, just so you understand, all the responsibilities of the departments of the offices under the department. So I want to announce that each office you see, so like the marshals, the livestock, and the sheriffs, they're going to be under their independent authority. Um, so they're going to be their independent agency under one department. And the full name of that, of the department will, instead of the law department, it's going to be called the Department of Law Enforcement, and it's under the direction of the director of the law enforcement. So under the Department of Law Enforcement, you got the U.S. Marshal's Office. The U.S. Marshal's Office has federal authority, and their duties are to investigate corruption within government officials, investigate large-scale crimes and activity. They act as the court security, and they are the federal law enforcement. And they have federal authority and protection over all federal facilities like the forts, government capitals, the government houses, etc. This office is led under the U.S. Marshal of Ashfall and will have a few deputy U.S. Marshals under their authority. So instead of the Chief Marshal and Assistant Chief Marshal, they're going to be gone. The authority of the U.S. Marshal's office is under the U.S. Marshal, and then they'll have their deputy U.S. Marshals. So the U.S. Marshals you'll see now, they're not going to all be U.S. Marshals. There's going to be one of them, and there's going to be deputy U.S. Marshals under them. The next agency that's under the Department of Law Enforcement is the sheriff's office, and they have local authority over Ashfall. They're responsible for operations over alerts for service. They make arrests, serve warrants, and they maintain the peace throughout the entirety of Ashfall. They are the primary law enforcement for all counties under Ashfall, and they protect and serve all citizens of the county. They are the municipal authorities of Ashfall, and as we know, the sheriff's office is under the authority of the sheriff, who is Willie Wolf. And they'll have their adequate subordinates in keeping their office running. And then you have the Livestock Committee, and they have authority over operations involving livestock protection and ranch authority. They coordinate with ranchers and stable owners on operations. They investigate cattle rustling operations, and they maintain safety over animals. And ultimately, they work with local lawmen, like the sheriff's office, should their duties become rampant. This committee is led under the direction of the chief livestock agent, and we know that is Boone Marlowe. And they have their structural command to keep everything in check, to keep their operations under control. So they'll have the proper subordinates to keep their division running. There is also a division that will come in the future of the department. However, information will be posted at a later time. I heard there's a bunch of people down there in New Austin, so whenever I talk with them, then that's something that will be brought forth. At this time, let's focus on growing our primary agency, which is the sheriff's office. Let's build them to a lot of, put a lot of people under their belt.
I'm so sorry I'm late.
Where'd she go?
But by the way, hi, I'm Sia. I'm the new DA, and I want to let you guys know. Please make sure you dot all your I's.
So confused.
I also want
Too.
me to introduce myself.
I think everyone here has their eyes.
Yeah, I got 3 of them.
Three.
Yeah, one's brown.
What?
The
Not the
fuck,
chocolate starfish. What are you
Willie?
talking about?
Well, if that's the case, I got 4, but 2 are pink.
We're not talking about your nipples.
Guys,
All right, all right,
what the
all right.
fuck?
Let's go back to what we're talking about. That was the agency under the Department of Law Enforcement. So please note that the authority of each agency is led under the independent authority of their respective executive staff team. So that's the chief of livestock, then you got the sheriff, and then you got the U.S. Marshal. They are the 3 leaders in this law department that will lead each their category. Um, they're oversaw by as we know, the director of law enforcement, and their goal is to ensure the operational stability of the department rather than overstepping. I don't want to overstep people. The sheriff is really good at what he does. He's been leading an amazing department. He's got over 10 of you guys here, if that says anything. And then you got the chief of livestock. He has a great people working under him. Uh, they're doing their amazing job. Okay, buddy, you can stop. And then the U.S. Marshal will be leading the U.S. Marshal's office. Will be Rhett Crow. Rhett Crow will be leading this, U.S. Marshal's office, and will have his deputy U.S. Marshals fulfilling the goal he has in mind. So, the chief marshal and the assistant chief marshal has been replaced with the director of law enforcement. Those are out of service. So the assistant chief and the chief marshal will not be leading the marshals. It's going to be Rhett Crow. He's going to be the U.S. Marshal for Ashfall. So note that each agency are under their independent oversight and may not collide in duties unless specified through the appropriate approval. So a deputy cannot take the responsibility of a livestock agent, and a marshal cannot take the responsibility of the sheriff's office command member unless they absolutely, unless it's stated explicitly. Under no circumstances may a member of a division overstep someone. And you are employed by one agency at a time. So each agency has its own selection office. As we know, the sheriff's, it's application, marshals, I don't know how Red's going to do it. And then livestock is chosen under his authority. Although there are separate divisions, we all have one priority, and that's protecting the serving. Whether it's protecting the court building during, intensive case, taking down a general store, or fighting a cow on loose. We all want to protect the serving. So please remember that we have different areas of
Hey,
focus.
he keeps panthers and wolves off of properties too.
Yeah, he does a good
Thank
job
you.
in doing it. No complaints from that part.
That part. Hang on.
I have no complaints at all.
I don't know about that.
I promise.
Yeah, I did something.
So please remember that having different areas of focus doesn't mean that each are competing against each other or are therefore ill intentions. You want to work together, and you want to work in creating the Department of Law Enforcement, and make it a fun environment where all encounters and interactions are memorable. The structure of the department is to ensure balance in the authority and is accounted for rather than all agencies under the federal authority of the marshals. Because the previous structure, it was, you got the marshals, then you got the sheriffs, and you got livestock. That's a very inaccurate, way to display all the members of law enforcement. So instead, it's going to be U.S. Marshals. They're going to work under the director. Then you get the livestock who will work under the director, and then you get the sheriffs who will work under the director. The director is the overseer of all of them. And then you got the executive staff. They are in charge of their department. They make sure that everything, their standards are set. They have a different roster, as we already see, and then all other duties, will be under the independent authority of chief of livestock, sheriff, and the U.S. Marshal. That must be respected. The chain of command must be respected. Each office has their respective command, and it must be adhered to. You may not contact the director of a different branch if you're not under their structural command. So if you're in livestock, you can't contact the sheriff for help. If you're in this office, you can't contact the marshal for help. If you're in the marshals, unless in the sense of reporting to them for structural command, not help. Sorry. So you can't contact the a chain of command, the sheriff, and while you're under the livestock chain of command, and then if you're under the marshal's chain of command, you can't contact someone under the chain of command of the sheriff's. It has to be done within your branch. If you have any questions, please ask now. I know it's confusing, but please ask me so I can clarify it.
Well, you clarified the question I was going to ask, so we're good.
Any other questions? I know you guys have a question. Come on, ask it.
Is this almost over?
Yeah, that's
Why?
the question.
Why?
What
Yeah, what's
the
the
fuck?
purpose?
The fuck?
Was that the question? Why?
Yeah.
Did
Yeah, like,
nobody
why are we
else
doing
hear
this?
the
What's the purpose
arrow
for it?
get shot?
Why are we doing it? It's so
I heard the arrow.
I've stated it. So it's not under the federal authority. So all the departments aren't under federal authority.
Right.
It's so they're under their own independent authority.
Okay. I see.
Any other questions?
Was that not how it already was?
No, it was not. It was all under federal authority, which doesn't make sense for the sheriffs or the livestock to be under federal authority. Any other questions?
So is nobody concerned about the arrow being launched into the station?
I fucking hope that arrow hits me.
It's an arrow of peace, I believe.
No, it's
Since
an arrow
when
of
is
love.
an arrow of peace? Okay.
It's an arrow of love. Learn your
If
history.
nobody got
Perhaps the
hit, it
arrow of
was
separation.
either the
So if
person had
anybody has
terrible aim or it was
questions,
an arrow of love.
then that's it from the part, our new Department of Law Enforcement kind of deal. So, same focus, just different structure. Structure's changed, and then there's going to be a chart out there that's going to make it more understandable. So just give me, by the end of the day, get everything updated and changed to the updated, what we just talked about. If you have any questions, please ask now. If you have any questions in the future, please ask your respective command. Sheriff, did you have anything to add? How about you, Mr. U.S. Marshal?
I look forward to working with you all.
How about you, Mr. Chief of Livestock?
Appreciate y'all coming. Good to see y'all here and see what we can get done.
All right. Any command member want to bring up any issues?
Mm-mm.
What about John Buck or Barney Griffith? Anything to add?
Sorry.
Only thing I will add is I think you've already said it on the RP side of things. We want to prioritize RP over procedure. Make sure you're still following your SOPs, but we want to make it a good scene. We want to make it lasting impression with everybody. So that's what we're looking for.
Yeah. Make it fun.
Make it fun, as fun as you can.
Unless they're a shitter, then make their life a living hell.
Exactly.
Yeah, make them plant your
Use
crops.
your discretion.
So yeah, if you guys have nothing to add, then I think the DA wanted to introduce herself. So if she wants to do that,
There's another arrow.
Was another arrow shot.
It's okay. It's and more arrows of peace.
Hold on, guys. Guys, where are you going? Come back.
telling
Come
you
back.
they're arrows
I'm not
I
getting
need to
fucking
say something.
shot with an arrow, so.
We're indoors. We're safe in here.
I'm Sierra.
Let's-
I'm Sierra Kusi. I'm the new DA.
Say anything?
So,
Where's it hidden?
I want to make sure I get this. Make sure when you guys are doing paperwork, you cross your I's, dot your T. I mean, cross your T's, cross your I's. Also, if it took when I'm also, I can also create. I'm also allowed to create deals when it comes to charges, because that's part of my job. I am very active. My PO is 1236. Should be very easy if you just think 1 + 2 + 3 = 6.
Nice.
I want to talk to the marshals about maybe if you guys do an arrest and tumbleweed. I do have and right now it's not locked, but I do have jail cells at my property, me and Jim's West property. So there's that. Also, please make sure you're you're doing your paperwork. And if I'm just I'm going to stand around and watch, but I'm allowed to ask if 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 it's in the jail cell and you're doing something. I'm allowed to ask whether or not, hey, what's their crime and all this, and what your because I'm just trying to make sure we don't get sued by any of the criminals, or you know, I just want to make sure nothing goes wrong with this, with the with. I just want to make sure everything's going by the book. I'm not trying to harass or do anything. I'm just trying to do my job because I don't want anything going wrong where somebody where I'm getting an investigation on somebody, or I'm getting letters saying, hey, I need to sue. This person didn't do their job, and I got this. I'm just making sure you got this. Everything runs smoothly, okay? I'm not trying to hurt. I'm not trying to invade. But if I'm asking questions about what their charges is, I'm just double checking. Crossing my I's and dotting, crossing my T's and dotting my I's. I don't know why I keep switching up that statement.
I
But
got a question for you when you're done.
what's that?
Just so I'm understanding this properly, so you're allowed to be like in the cells and you're allowed to like question like the charges and stuff that we're doing. Is that what I'm getting behind?
Basically, I'm not allowed to be actually in the cells else, but I'm allowed to be in the sheriff's office. I can ask their charges and all that, just as well as what they're getting and all. Basically, I want to make sure nothing's overly done. I'm just making sure I'm watching out for your guys' backs,
We
so that way
appreciate
none
it.
of you guys get sued or an investigation opens. I'm just making sure everything's done correctly.
I think what I gather is she reserves the right to check our work.
Yes.
Yeah. Checks and balances.
Sounds
You're an
good to
accountant?
me.
That's not so much question it, but like ask questions about it, right? Like
Yeah,
not going to
it's
be like
asking questions
argumentative in
about it.
front of the person. Just
I'm not questioning what you're doing. I'm just asking, hey, what's their charges? I'm just making sure. I'm just trying to do my job as DA, making sure. I don't. I like. I like doing my job. But I don't want to deal with a ton of paperwork. Say, oh, by the way, this officer did this. This officer did. It's annoying to deal with that kind of paperwork because then I have to go investigate, talk to like your superiors, or talk to whoever is in your chain of command, see what the heck is going on and all that fun shit. That please just make. I'm just trying to make sure. Okay, now it's starting to get dangerous.
All right,
Let's go fuck them up.
Y'all good?
So
But,
basically, what she's saying is fill out our reports as well as we can, so that if a criminal comes at us and says, "Hey, they were beating me up in the jail cell or something," she's saying to fill out our reports to a T so that we don't get fired for, stupid shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I understand you loud and clear.
All right. Any questions?
No, but Kim, I do have to speak to you after this.
Yeah, you can speak to me. You go upstairs. I'll be upstairs here shortly. Yeah.
Do you need to speak to me as well?
Huh?
Oh no, I was just asking the.
I can speak to you after. I can speak to you after. Yeah.
Okay.
Other than that, the meeting is adjourned.
I think
Expect the
Buck's
changes
got
to take.
something.
Hey,
Buck, you
Kim.
got something? Go for it.
Oh.
Hold on, John. Hold on, Nick.
Yeah.
John Buck, you got something?
Yes.
Go for it. Go for it.
I want everyone back in the office. I did see some people ran out, but I just wanna. Okay. So we're gonna get the bonuses for this week and the bonuses that we missed last week settled today. Okay. So I've got a list of people, and
I'll take Jim's bonuses. That's okay. I'm gonna give it to
Jim,
him.
Jim, he doesn't
yeah.
get anything
Okay.
this week.
So I've got a list of people's names. If I call your name, I need you to stay. If I don't, then you can either stay or do whatever you want to do. Okay. So first of all is gonna be May Cupham, Barney Gravy Train, Willie Wolf, Wayne Smith, and Orlando Beaumont. Sorry if I got that wrong. So and then Boone. Where's Boone? Is did he?
Boone
Okay.
right now.
No, he's right there behind us.
What I
Oh,
do?
there he is. Okay, perfect.
Didn't get your
So,
bonus, man.
the names of the people that I called, I want you to come forward to me, okay? And we'll get your bonuses. Okay, so
Oh, so if
Barney.
you appear to this meeting, you get a 750 bonus. So added on top of that, John Buck, and it's gonna be a lot of math, but
You
I
pushed the
trust.
line. Get out of here.
I trust.
All right, everyone, hop on a line then.
Hey Kim, can you check your newspaper?
ID 66, John.
Hey, Mr. Willie.
Yeah,
I need to have a
48.
moment of your time after this, please.
of course.
Real quick. Thank you, sir.
You have as many moments as you want.
Thank you, thank you.
What?
Hey, Rex,
Chain
come
of
here real
command
quick,
and
please.
all
Don't worry
that.
about it. Don't worry about it.
Fuck, I better stand over here.
Thank you. Who the fuck is
That's
getting
size
beaten?
52 there, Mr. Buck.
What happened?
Cap.
Okay. Alexi, where are you?
Right here.
Thank you, sir.
Come on, you gonna go upstairs? You gonna go upstairs?
Yeah.
Come on, we go upstairs.
Excuse me.
Oh, sorry. My bad.
Get your bonus.
Is your
automatic.
badge?
Stay safe, Kim.
Yeah, I get it.
All right, where's Willie at?
Give me my money.
Oh, true.
Give me my money, twin. Boy, I could just give it myself.
What's happening?
I'm 87.
Give me all the monies, Mr. Buck. Oh, shit.
Are you attempting to rob my?
Okay, that should be everything unless I missed somebody.
I didn't.
I'm rich.
Forgot
I believe they said to add the 700
63.
something to everybody that was here.
Oh yeah, I had the show up to the meeting bonus.
Well, yeah, sorry, that's what I'm here for. I mean, I didn't have anything.
Oh, 700 for everyone?
Yeah, 750 for everybody that showed
Hell
up.
yeah. Give me more money.
That's in the law department.
Okay.
Poor house today. I'm poor.
We're gonna need 2 formal lines so I can see everyone.
Oh,
if
there's a fire.
If you get your money, then you step to the side. So okay. Yep. Alrighty.
What is
Oh,
happening?
shoot.